Hello and welcome to another episode of Driveway Dudes. Today I'm going to show you how to change the notoriously difficult to get to air filter on a Citroën C4 1.6 HDI, but of course the same process applies to the other Peugeot Citroën models and Fords and Mazdas and Volvos and Minis. Okay, so we're going to start off by removing the wiper blades. Like on my car here, you may have what you can see is little identifying marks on the windscreen. Do you see them there? Little identifying marks on the windscreen of where the wiper blades should be positioned when you refit them. Now, if you don't have these like my car does, keep an eye on where the dirt is on the windscreen, or put your finger along it, try and have a clean patch or something, so when you're refitting the wiper blades later on, you know exactly where to put them. So what I like to do is loosen it. It's a 16mm, by the way. Well, at least on my car it is. There you go. And I like to loosen it off most of the way, but still keep it on, because when you go to tug on these wiper blades, you don't, or the wiper arm even, you don't want it smacking you in the face. And what you can do is you can lift the wiper arm to give you a bit of leverage when you're tugging it. And sometimes these can be corroded. I'm hoping mine aren't, because I had a lot of grease on it. So we're just going to give it a hard tug, but feel free to wiggle it first. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought. So I'm just going to basically just place the wiper blade back down, just so I can finish off loosening the bolt. Bolt off, just put it there for the time being. Pick up your wiper arm and remove it. Now, these are quite tensioned, so be careful. Big old spring, but try to put your wiper arm somewhere safe so you don't get any stones or any grit in it when you go to refit it. I'm going to put them in the boot of the car. Now take your T20 Torx piece or Torx Key, like I have here, and loosen off the brake fluid reservoir from the scuttle panel. Careful not to lose the screws. And you can see two little hooks here. There you go. So that's it. This is free. Now obviously don't try and pull it out because it's still connected, but just leave it loose here, and it enables you to remove the scuttle, of course, after everything else is disconnected too. Next is to remove the poppers from the sound deadening / carpet. Got one here, one there, one there, one there. Missing, but you probably have them. So yeah, we'll just do this real quick. Okay, so once you've removed all the poppers that you still have, the sound deadening, it's now free from the scuttle panel. Okay, so here is a 10 bolt holding on the scuttle panel, and don't forget this little piece of plastic here that kind of joins in the bonnet hook, that just hooks out with your finger like there. So don't forget that, you don't want to break that off, and there's one on the other side too. So lift the bonnet, put the prop back in and undo. Now on my car at least, it's an aluminium bonnet, so it's not heavy at all. Now take your hand, place it under here, and using your other hand to hold up the bonnet, because you've removed the prop from the position, you want to lift it up, get it over the bonnet, and then move it down out of the way. Now on the left hand side, it's hooked in over there into the actual inner valance. If you check over on the left hand side there, you'll see what I mean. And it's quite a tricky job, but thankfully we've got one side out. So try to move around the car. And remove it this side too. Well, no one said it would be easy. And there you have it. Now, as before, place the scuttle panel somewhere safe or in the boot. Now what we want to do is we want to remove the sound deadening / carpet. That one was very easy. Just place it on the ground. And this one here, yeah, there you go. It's gathered a lot of dirt, so feel free to flick it off onto into the bin or something like that. But we're just going to place it down. But as you can see here, there is our air intake, and here's the air box. This is what we've been trying to get to the whole time. Okay, so now we want to remove the beginnings of our air intake system. So this one here, this is easy. Slide it up, out of the way, on the ground. And there's a screw down here. Try to get to that screw, whichever way you can. Grab it with your fingers. Pull the screwdriver out. Put the screwdriver and screw in a safe place. Now lift this and twist it from here. Remove it and place it somewhere safe. Now we want to take out this pipe here. So brake fluid reservoir over to one side. There's a little tab down here that you want to undo. Okay, and then try and twist it out of place. We got our diesel line here. Remove that, and there you have it. Next is to remove the engine cover. It's very straightforward. Place it to one side. And let's start here with the mass airflow sensor plug. Just have this yellow piece up like I did there. Then get your finger in behind this tab and pull it out. There you have it. And let's loosen off these Jubilee clips. So get your flathead screwdriver or your socket, whichever you have, and let's just start loosening them off. Yep, very, very loose, so that's what we want. And this is the trickiest part to undo. So we're going to try and just make sure everything is kind of loose. And try and get your flathead screwdriver under here, because there's one of these retaining clips underneath as well. So try and leave that in there. There you have it. And let's try and loosen it off from the mass airflow sensor housing. Can be a little bit tricky, but take your time. Push the plug out of the way. There you go. And as you can see here, there's one screw underneath the diesel prime filter, or sorry, pump, and or bulb. Another one here, and there's one over here. Now the air filter housing itself, or the cover, is actually hinged at the back. So next what we're going to do is remove this, or lift it up at least, take the screws out and remove the cover. With a size 4 Allen key or bit, whichever, start removing the screws from the air filter housing cover. Now it's not particularly important which one you do first. I'll just do this one first over here. And for this one, you'll need to remove the diesel priming bulb, and I'll show you how that's done. So you got two clips here. You lift that one, lift that one, and you'll see these clips down here. You want to prise that one back with your finger. And lift. There you go. It's out of the way. So now we can get to that screw there. And that is all the screws out of the way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the air filter housing, hopefully in one go, and we're going to replace the air filter itself. And as always, place it somewhere safe. Okay, so we'll remove this air filter now. It's got about 40,000 kilometers on it. So just lift up and pull it out. And as you can see, it's pretty filthy, especially in comparison with our new filter. So you take your new filter, and if you want, if it's particularly dirty inside the housing, you can vacuum it out, wipe it out, or whatever you need to do. Mine isn't bad at all, so I'm just going to place the new filter in. And yeah, like a glove, it's in. So refitting is a reversal of removal. So take your air filter housing cover, and don't forget the hooks. Place them in. Try to get them lined up as best you can. And new rubber air filters are always a bit springier than the older ones, and you're going to have to keep it held down with one hand and then try and put the screws back into place. Okay, that's all tight, so the cover is refitted. Next is we refit the mass airflow sensor plug. There you go. Push yellow clip in, and there we have, that's refitted. So we're going to refit the turbo pipe, or the turbo intake pipe, and thankfully we loosened off the Jubilee clips quite well. So it still will probably be a bit of a challenge getting it back on. So replace your air intake pipe, lift up the brake fluid reservoir, place it down here, and don't forget there's a little rubber grommet here. Push it back in, as so, and we refit the grommet now. There you go, that's back in place. Next, we're going to grab the rest of the air intake. Next is we refit the end of the air intake system. So be mindful though, these hooks are sitting here. We need to hook it into the bodywork down here. And you can see here as well, there's a locating pin. It's located, twist, and let's hook it back into the bodywork. That's in place. Grab your screw, feed it in by hand first if you can. There you go, it's good and tight, not going anywhere. Grab the top, slide the top back in. There you have it, your air intake system is back together. So grab your sound deadening / carpet and refit it back into place. Now when you go to refit the scuttle, which is a very challenging and difficult thing to do, the best way I found is to actually flip it over here, remove this popper to remove the two pieces of the scuttle. Take your time, you don't want to break it unless you have loads of replacements, which I don't. Put that somewhere safe. And as you can see, the two pieces of the scuttle come apart. So we're going to put the big piece, the big hefty, stronger piece, down on the ground. And we're going to fit this piece in now. And it's basically trial and error. I'd be amazed if you got it in the first go. So, you know, well, let's just start on this side first. Okay, next is to grab the the chunky piece of plastic that we removed several moments ago. And popper in hand as well for when we're ready. And as you can see, this side goes into the bodywork. Now, popper in hand, push it up, and the hole is actually up here. So you want to line it up. It's in, push the popper in. So it links the two pieces back together. We're going to put the bolt back in over there. After refitting your scuttle, refit the sound deadening carpet, into place with your poppers. Now let's refit the brake fluid reservoir. Okay, both of them are good and tight. Now we can move on to refitting the engine cover. And for the final step, we're going to refit the wiper blades. So, mindful of where you left your marks on the screen, or in my case where the marks are already in the screen, replace your wiper arm. And these have treads on them, so as with the scuttle, it's a lot of trial and error until you have it in the right place. But I actually did that the first time, so I'm quite pleased with that. And refit the bolt. Okay, perfect. So that's refitted back in place. And same for the other side. And there you have it. So if you found the video useful and it's something that you like, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And don't forget as well to subscribe to Driveway Dudes for many more useful and interesting videos. And you can follow us on the usual social media platforms. So thanks so much for watching and have a good day.